Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dad Be Hustling. My name is John. I am a father of two boys that I part-time resell goods that I source through thrift stores and Salvation Armies, Goodwills, garage sales, you name it. I flip those items onto platforms like eBay, Poshmark, McCarty, and any other place that I think that I can sell and make a buck. So today we're going to talk about coffee mugs. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll see that I'm not a big seller of coffee mugs. I've never really gotten into that niche, so to speak, but I found myself slowly and surely getting into that. Because why? Because I can supplement my time, and I'll get into that in a second. So if you're looking for the best place, the best video to find out where and what mugs I need to be sourcing to make the most money for my bang for my buck, I'm sorry, this is not the video for you. However, I will give you 5 brands to look out for. I don't know much about them. I'm just now starting to learn and understand that particular market, but I'll give you 5 names to at least start looking for when you're out thrifting. Will you find them? I don't know. Some I guarantee you probably will. Others is like a diamond in the rough type thing. But and then I'm going to go over some of the mugs that I buy when I'm out thrifting and sourcing. So if you follow my Instagram, and if you do not follow my Instagram, I would love for you to follow my Instagram, and I will follow you back. It is dad_be_hustling. On that Instagram, you'll see that I post a lot of the stuff that I source and that I thrift, and then I post what I buy it for, and once it sells, I post what I sell it for, and I give you my profit margin in between there and how long it kind of set in my store, so you can kind of get an idea on what things are selling and what items are out there, so you can get into your own selling niche and go with that. So that being said, let's get into the video. So there's 5. I'll give you the good stuff first, that way you don't have to wait till the end of the video. So there's 5 brands that you really need to be on the lookout for when you're out there thrifting. And the first one is Death Wish. I've never seen a Death Wish coffee mug. I've only known that you're supposed to be looking for these coffee mugs by other YouTubers and other videos when I started my research. In doing my own research, I found that those mugs can, go anywhere between a couple $100 to $800 to $1,000. So if you find a Death Wish coffee mug, I mean, I would recommend buying it. You know what I mean? Especially if it's couple, $20, $5, whatever. I would recommend buying that, but do your research first. Second mug that you need to look out for is Starbucks mugs. Now these mugs you're going to find. I actually have 2 mugs here that I'm going to show you that are Starbucks mugs. I'm just now learning about Starbucks mugs. I know that some Starbucks mugs are not worth much at all, maybe 10, 15 bucks tops, maybe even less. Other Starbucks mugs can fetch you anywhere between $100, $200, $300. Those seem to be the Starbucks mugs that are location mugs, like a particular Starbucks in Belgium, Germany, for instance. A mug from that particular place on a certain style. Those mugs can be worth quite a bit of money. Other mugs that I look for, I've actually got a little cheat sheet here, so I do apologize for that. But Fire King, now that was one that I knew about actually. My grandmother collected coffee mugs when I was a kid, and I always remember Fire King mugs. For whatever reason, it stuck in my head, and primarily I guess because like she had Snoopy mugs, like they had Snoopy on them, and I was a big Peanuts fan growing up. I loved Snoopy and Charlie Brown and all that stuff. So Fire King, now Fire King has several different styles. I mean, I think Fire King is a company that brands went to kind of do marketing and promotional mugs, like Burger King and McDonald's or whoever went to this company to have their mugs made for them. And but it's mugs that like, for instance, the Snoopy mug, I think it's the Red Baron one that is. I mean, that mug is a couple $100. So if you find that mug, out in the wild, as they say, that's definitely worth your time picking up, you know. But do your research on that. Again, I'm sorry I'm not the guy that has all that research done and can give you that information. I'm on my way there. Maybe check back with me, subscribe to my channel, and then check back with me a couple of months down the road once I get into this a little bit further. And another Fire King mug to look out for is called Jadeite. It's a Jadeite mug. It's more of like a jade color, so if you will, you know what I mean, emerald or that jade look. It's a style that I think people are really sought out. There's a market out there for people who collect that style, and that's a great mug to keep an eye out for. What is it? Well, that's 3. So the fourth mug, I'll give you a couple more here. It's Ray Dunn. It's Raedunn. I don't know much about Ray Dunn except that he was an artist in the sense that he made his own style of mugs, and he made different types of mugs for, you know, very artsy types of mugs, you know what I mean? And there's a group of people, a market for that people look just for Ray Dunn. Another one is Alexander Gerard. Don't know anything about him, but I know that that's a great mug to look out for just for my own quick little research. Russell Wright, that's W-R-I-T-E, Russell Wright, and Moomin, that's M-O-O-M-I-N. So there's several mugs for you to kind of keep an eye out for while you're out sourcing coffee mugs, if that's what you're into. I'm going to tell you why I source coffee mugs. So when I'm out in thrift stores, I try to put a value on my time. You know what I mean? My time is worth money, so I don't want to go into a thrift store and just kind of meander through the thrift store for an hour or 2 hours or so. I'm very focused, and I have a plan on when I go in there. And I found out that coffee mugs and looking through coffee mugs is a great way of kind of supplementing that time. And what I mean by that is that I personally sell a lot of shoes and a lot of hard goods. Those two things seem to be the niche market for myself. And I do clothing too, a lot of men's clothing. But when I go into the store, my first go-to is straight to the shoes. I have an idea of what shoes I'm looking for, what styles I'm looking for, what brands I'm looking for, and I'm able to kind of run through that really quickly. From there, I move on to the hard goods. Hard goods can take up a little bit more of your time because you're doing research as you're looking, but as you do this enough, you kind of understand, you know, what things to keep an eye out for, and this is just stuff that comes with over time of doing this. From there, I move over to the men's section, and I run through the men's section and the men's clothing there. Again, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, my earlier videos, go back and look at some of those, and you'll see what kind of men's clothing I look out for. Again, I'm trying to stick to the mugs here, but I'm kind of getting to that here. So why do I source coffee mugs? Again, it's to supplement my time. So if I'm in a thrift store, say for 30 minutes, right? Or even an hour, so 30 minutes, I want to be able to say, okay, I'm going to make $50 profit in that 30 minutes of time. And I found that a good way of supplementing that is with coffee mugs. So if I go into a thrift store and I'm only finding a couple of items, say that I find, you know, a DVD VCR combo, great, I'm happy to find one of those. Those are things you need to keep a lookout for. Or, you know, I may find a pair of women's Merrell shoes, you know what I mean, that's great too. But if I don't find anything like that, and I still don't want to, that time that I've spent in there to go to vain, I'll run over to the coffee mug section, because you will make money with coffee mugs. There is not a large margin in most coffee mugs. You're not going to make a ton of money, but you're going to make money with them. So if you're looking to extend, you know, the value of your time in this thrift store, start with the coffee mugs. And if you don't find any of those name brands that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Fire King, you know, Moomin, George Wright, or what is it? Yeah, Russell Wright, excuse me, Ray Dunn, Starbucks. If you don't find any of those, then what I start to look for is very unique mugs, because the more unique the mug, the better chance is that you're going to sell it and get a nice profit for it. So When I'm looking for mugs, I'm looking for uniqueness. I'm looking for vintage mugs. Vintage mugs are fantastic things to look for. I'm looking for mugs that are like for sports teams or movies, or that maybe have a fan base out there, so that you have a market to put your mug to, that you could sell this mug to. So I'm going to start with one of the most biggest markets out there, Star Wars, right? So I was lucky enough to find this really cool mug. I don't know if you can see that or not. What's this? Sell you tiny turn on. Anyway, I'm sorry, I've got my phone running down here too. So this is a really cool mug, you know what I mean? And most of the coffee mugs and stuff that you're going to find in thrift stores, you can get for $1 or 50 cents or $1. So there's going to be margin to be made in these things. So this is a really cool mug. It is a Star Wars mug. It came from the Star Wars online gallery there. So this isn't a really expensive mug. I mean, I'm going to sell this mug probably for anywhere between $5 and $7 for this mug. I bought this mug for 50 cents. I'm going to ship this mug for maybe $11, $12 in shipping. It's going to cost me around $8 to ship this mug. I will do a video later of how I pack these mugs, how I clean them, how I prep them, how I ship them. That's for another later video, because I don't want this video to get too crazy. I'm just kind of giving you an overview on coffee mugs and what I look for when sourcing coffee mugs. You saw in the earlier video, probably in the screenshot of Starbucks mug. Starbucks mugs have a huge following. It is a saturated market in a sense that there is a lot of Starbucks mugs already on the market, so to speak. But you look for the uniqueness in the Starbucks mug. You look for like this one here. I saw other people selling this mug for about $25. That's a great profit margin. You know what I mean? I paid $1 for this mug. So if I can sell this mug anywhere between $20 to $25, it is worth the 30 minutes that I spent inside the thrift store, you know what I mean, sourcing this. Now, yes, there is going to be time spent in packing it and taking it to, the USPS store when I ship it and all that kind of stuff. So all that gets amortized into the final cost of what my time is worth. But, you know what I mean, if I could sell this along with maybe a couple of other items, it's absolutely worth it. This is a really cool mug that I found. I don't know much about it. It is kind of vintage. It is 1996. So if you find stuff that is stamped like with 1996 on it, that has a date on it, there are people out there that like these older mugs. So this is something that you're going to look for, you know what I mean? It's got a lot of bright colors in it. This is more small, say a latte mug, less than 18 ounces. I'm going to say probably 12 ounce coffee cup. Another thing that I'm learning about is the handle. So this is a classic D handle. There is a C handle, which you'll see on, let me see which one of this was. So on this one here, this was a C handle, right? And a D handle. I don't know much about that. I'm still kind of trying to learn that as well. So, but when you're out there sourcing, pay attention to everything. You know what I mean? Like, again, the crazier looking the mug, the better off you're going to. I like those Death Wish mugs. If you ever seen one online, they're crazy, man. You know what I mean? They're a crazy looking mug, but people eat them up. So another cool mug is, and this is maybe a brand you want to look out for. This is called Fisher, right? So Fishers have these Day of the Dead. They have all kinds of different mugs, but they have a series called Day of the Dead. Now, a lot of their mugs only have the skull, like the Day of the Dead skull. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm going to get it up there close so you can see it. But this one was really unique because the entire mug was covered in this really cool pattern. You know what I mean? So I knew that, the Fisher mugs that only had this skull were fetching about, between $15 and $25. I did not see any mug that had a complete coverage of the outside. So I'm going to do some more research. I'm probably going to, maybe get about $30 for this mug. This mug cost me $1. So again, you know what I mean? It's something to supplement your time inside a thrift store. What's really cool here is it's got I love caffeine on it. That's very unique. I think some of their mugs also have that inside of it. I don't know if it's that particular style, but there's two different colors on that. You know what I mean? So it is unique in that respect. You have red on this side, orange on this side. So this was a great find for $1. Another cool mug. I've never seen a mug like this before in my life. So I picked this mug up. I don't think it's going to get me a lot of money, but I wanted to buy this. I actually, when I first saw it, I passed on it. Like, you know what I mean? When I came back a couple of days later, I still saw it there. I was like, look, I got to take it home. So this is what I did. This is a mug. It's just a ceramic mug. You know what I mean? It's just it's from My Cafe. I haven't really researched that brand as much, you know what I mean? Dishwasher safe, microwave safe, all that kind of good stuff. People like to see that, but it's got its own little spoon that comes with it. I've never seen that before. How cool is that? You know what I mean? All ceramic, you know what I mean? It's got that bamboo on the outside. It's Cayman Island. I live here in Fort Lauderdale, you know what I mean? So you see a lot of, Bahamian, a lot of, Caribbean island stuff does filter in down here is quite a bit. We have a very diverse culture down here in South Florida. People from all over the world. One of the reasons why I love living here in South Florida, just for that. But I mean, you find all kinds of cool stuff like this, but with its own little ceramic spoon, you know what I mean? So I picked it up. This one, I actually paid up for this one. I paid $2 for this. I may not get anything for it. I may get $5, I may get $7 for it. I may get nothing for it. Who knows? I don't know. But I thought it was cool, and I'm going to keep it if I don't ever sell it. Here's another Starbucks mug. This one is one of these traveler mugs. There should be a little lid that goes here, you know what I mean, for drinking coffee on the go, ceramics. But Starbucks, you look for this kind of stuff, you know what I mean? This is a 12-ounce traveler mug. It's a great mug. It actually still has the paper in it. So I can tell you this mug has never been used. I just need to replace this little lid. Now, I'm not going to get a lot of money for this, you know what I mean? But I picked this up for $1. I'm probably going to get about 15 bucks, maybe 18 bucks for this. I may put some shipping on that as well. And I could possibly make some money with the shipping. But again, you know what I mean? I saw it, bam, pick it up. It's like picking money up off the floor if you really start to look for this kind of stuff. Here's some vintage mugs that I found there's nothing special about these mugs at all, except that they're vintage, and I'm saying 1983. Now, when I was doing research, I was selling mugs is that you could sell them straight up, you buy it now, or you can do an auction. And I have sold a few mugs at the buy it now, and I've sold them for not a lot of money, maybe 10, 12 bucks, 15 bucks tops. I sold an octopus mug that was really cool. I sold that thing for almost $20. But these vintage mugs, you know what I mean, you're going to see it says 1983 on that. I have no idea what any of this is. I'm pretty sure this all came in from the same person, the same lot who donated these items to the thrift store. You've got 1983 on this one. You have 1983 on this one. Another cool mug. I mean, this one has Lake Arrowhead Bighorn. I don't know, maybe cool. Just a standard little 12-ounce coffee mug, nothing crazy. Maybe not even 12 ounces. And then you have this one here, the Rio Hondo Mountain Man Rendezvous, 1983. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lot all three of these mugs together, you know what I mean, and sell them as a lot. 1983 classic vintage coffee mugs. I do have to verify they're vintage, classic, because this one has personalized ceramics, North Hollywood, California on the bottom. So if that company wasn't around in 1983, then I know this is BS, you know what I mean? But we're going to do the research. I mean, I picked these up for 50 cents each. I couldn't pass on them. Opportunity to make some money. Now I saw some of these vintage mugs, going for hundreds of dollars. So this is a roll the dice, you know what I mean? But for 50 cents, I'm going to roll the dice. And lastly, I want to show you this. This is another mug that you may want to keep a lookout for. The brand's called Natural Life. These are really cool mugs, man. There's a series of these mugs, and it has a cup of happy written right here on the inside. I don't know if you can see that or not. But if you look on it on the outside, it's kind of a very painted animal. They do have I think there's a fox, there's a wolf, a coyote maybe. This one's the llama. It looks like a llama to me anyway. Maybe you guys can see it may look like a lamb, I don't know. But I saw these mugs were going for about $25 to $30. So if you have a mug like this, and you see that they're part of a series or a set, it's worth picking up, because some people may be looking for this one mug that they haven't been able to find all over the entire green earth, and buy that and make a profit on it. So there you have it, guys. A real quick video on coffee mugs. I hope I gave you a little bit of value in this video. If not, maybe you were entertained by my hillbilly accent and me talking about coffee mugs. But I do appreciate you guys stopping by my channel. And I have 12 subscribers, so I'm super stoked by that. So I am grateful for that. Thank you so very much. If you like videos like this, you like content like this, then hit the subscribe button and give me a follow, give me a comment. You know what I mean? I would love to connect with you guys. If you're a reseller, I would love to connect with you and learn from you, because I'm just part-time reselling. I'm doing it to supplement my income, and I got 2 boys that I'm trying to raise. So any little money, anything that I can help bring to the fold with that is appreciated. Anything that you can bring to me is appreciated. And that's it. Thank you very much. You guys have a good night. Ciao.